Hello friends, this is Chris with Peace of Mind Art and Crafts, and this is the second part of my video where I'm giving a flip through of the sewing books that I have been working on. Trying to get all of them in the picture here. The first video, or excuse me, this is the third video. The first video was when I did the covers, and the second was when I did the inside of one of the journals to show you. Let's see, it was this journal where I did the inside of the journal on camera, so you could see how I decorated the inside of the sewing book. It's a sewing book, and it's also a journal where you can write things about sewing. Mainly it's to hold all of your different sewing materials that you use for whatever kind of sewing. You could even use it for knitting and crochet items if you wanted to. It's not quite big enough for like knitting needles, but you could use it for all the different supplies that you have for knitting. So let's get started, and I'll show you each one of these. And I'll probably go through them rather quickly because they're all pretty much not the same, but they're all pretty much similar on the inside. So we'll go through first the one that I did on camera. I did the front, and I also did the inside. This is the black with pink. The front and back, and it has a pocket with a little card that you can write in. I will be putting these books on Etsy, but before I get them on there, if you find one that you might want to buy, just contact me via the comments here or on Etsy, and I will gladly correspond with you about that. So it ties with a pink ribbon on the side. This is the kind of crinkle seam binding that we like, that we can crinkle up, and it gives it a really pretty crinkled look. Each card will come with each book will come with a card that tells you about it. And it also says to be cautious when you're looking through this book or using it, because there are going to be pins in there, and you want to just be careful that you don't hurt yourself in any way. Okay, so let's start. This has some black lace here. You could put some pins and needles and maybe some closed safety pins or whatever on this side if you wanted to. Has a little tag that you can put on your work. One says handmade, the other says quilted with love. Here's a picture of a woman sewing and her little daughter looking on. Each book will come with some pins and needles, as well as all of the stuff you see here. Some of the books will have a little sewing notes pad in them. It's into that pocket. Here's the old, since we just did this video, you remember seeing these, I got these button cards from the lady next door, and this is kind of the button page. Each book will have a button page. Here's a place for you to put your thread cards. You can either put like embroidery thread on there, or another suggestion would be to put some general thread that you might use for mending in here, so that if you're mending something that you already have it right here. Here's some various sizes of needles. Here's your scissors. Fit into this page. They hook into here with a little ribbon, so they don't fall out as easily. Here's a little button on some safety pins and some pins. More safety pins. Cool button down here. Here's your little magnet. Some of the books will have these magnets. These are good for like on cross stitch pages, or you know, anytime you have a pattern and you want to mark where your pattern is. Some little tags. Here's a little heart that says made with love. And here's the last page. I have a little paper clip here that you can clip something onto this page. A measuring tape, ribbon, and here's a pocket. All of the books will say inside of them somewhere, love is the thread that binds us. Okay, so that's the first book, the pink and black. It's a book that has the Lighthouse on it. I'm going to kind of speed this up because I want you to see all the insides of them, so I won't talk quite as much. This has the Lighthouse heart on the outside with the scissors. Some vintage lace. Front pocket. This one has a theme. Most of them don't have a theme, but this one in particular does. There's mermaid. This is just a piece of embroidery floss tied up in a ribbon. Some pins, magnet, more pins. Button page, scissors, measuring tape, the next one is the next one is the heart with the bee and the dragonfly sewing scissors. This also has the vintage lace doily. Has a card in the front here. This is just a ribbon made out of that dotted tulle, and then I glued the ribbon down, and then so that you could put pins in there. Needles. Tag, button page. Here's some fun buttons. Okay, these that I've been showing you are the 5x7s, and I'll show you all the 5x7s first, and then I'll show you. Here's the one that has the flower pot on the front. This is a new lace, it's not vintage. But I love that pink lace. Here's a little card that you can write on. It has a pocket. Some pockets. pins, thread card. This I lightly glued a piece of that tool, the dotted tool on there. Needles. Buttons. Couple tags in this one. Here is the has a ribbon or sew stitch heart on here with some frogs and big pair of scissors charm, and this also has a pocket. The back has a tag with some tulle. These kind of pins are used for quilting. If you're wondering what, if you get one of these books, you wonder what these are used for quilting. Pins, buttons. It's a button card that I found online, and then I just glued some buttons to that. Here's a bunch of thread, just as an accent there. It's just a bunch of thread that came off of some fabric. I think it was just came off of muslin. You know how when you keep tearing off the sides to get it to fray a bit. Well, I just saved those and used those in there. Sewing card with needles in there that are already threaded. Sewing note. Little notebook. Here's some vintage hook and eyes. Scissors. Thread cards. Okay, so those are the 5x7s. And let's look at the smaller ones. These are either 4x5 or 4x6. This one that's decorated with slow stitch on the front. These are both pieces of kind of vintage lace. I love these little hearts that say made with love. There's nothing like a handmade gift to give to someone. Either something that you purchased or something that you made yourself. I mean, talk about made in America here, people. Buying off of Etsy. Even though Etsy is, of course, international as well. As in America. I do believe that mostly it's American-made items, either made items or buying from American. Okay. Magnet. Scissors. Okay, here's another little one. This one is the one that has the like a little brooch. You could actually take this off of here and use it as a brooch if you wanted to. Has some vintage lace and some newer lace. cards. It's a little sewing notes. This is a real tiny one. Here's some, another thing you can put on your little tags is some ribbon. Nothing more of the needle books. This one I put on as, this needle book I put on as a pocket where you can, I glued it down on the back so you can use it as a pocket as well. And here's the last one. It's a small one. It has the ribbon tied in front around the dress form. Has the sewing charm. This is an antique little dresser scarf or whatever you might want to call it. It might have just been like a doily to put on a tabletop. And here's some more tags. Scissors. This lace I got from a friend who, it is antique, but it was a big, it must have been a tablecloth at one time or something. Because it was a big piece. Here's like a bookmark. Your magnet. Okay, so that's it for the showing you the books. Showing you them one more time. I hope y'all make your own, or if you want to get a great gift for someone that's a sewer, these would be ideal. Contact me about them, or in another, they should be available by the time this video goes up, but in case they're not, they will be shortly after that. Thank you for joining me today. I wish you all peace of mind. Bye now.